From the American Riviera in Santa Barbara, California, it's Ken Boxer Live with your host, Ken Boxer, and co-host, two-time Olympian Tai Babilonia. Please welcome Ken and Tai.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Ken Boxer Live. I'm your host, Ken Boxer, and we have with us, joining us for the first time, the two-time Olympian and the five-time national champion and the one-time world figure skating champion, Tai Babilonia. Welcome, Tai.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're out of your elements. I mean, you're usually being...
I am so out of my element. First of all, I don't have my skates on, so I'm out of, the comfort level is, there is no comfort level, but I love the challenge. I love the, it's a little uncomfortable, but I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. It would really be like if I gave you a pair of skates and said, go.
I don't know how to skate, so I know how you're going to feel.
So you know what I'm feeling, but I love it. I love it.
But I got to ask you, do you know how to cook?
I'm okay. I'm an okay cook for myself. Nothing fancy. I watch the cooking networks and like to watch other people cook.
I'm a terrible cook.
How terrible?
Hard-boiled eggs are very
bad.
difficult. Oh, absolutely.
Overcooked.
Absolutely. But who do we have on the show?
Oh my gosh, we have the wonderful chef cat Cora.
Absolutely.
Yes. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Great.
Ken Boxer Live, brought to you in part by American Riviera Bank. Feel good about your bank. Real estate agents Julie Barnes and Jeff Oien, Village Properties Realtors. Wendy Foster, Santa Barbara and Montecito's premier clothing store. Now back to Ken Boxer Live.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And welcome back. If you're just joining us, our guest tonight is the very talented, internationally known Iron Chef Cat Cora. Kat's an author, a TV personality. She has her own line of cookware, oils, flatbreads, and she owns 5 of the finest restaurants. Currently, she plays the role of mentor in the hit Food Network series America's Best Cook. And with all that going on, she's a wife and a mother as well. And so we're very lucky to have snagged her from her busy schedule. Let's now welcome to Ken Boxer Live the amazing Cat Cora.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your guest hosting.
Thank you so much. Very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we love
Excellent.
having her. She's a gift to Gab, so she's not going to. It's
She
going to be
loves
hard
to
to keep
talk.
her
That's
quiet.
great. It's a perfect platform for that.
Yes.
Santa Barbara. You've made Santa Barbara home. Of all the cities in the world, how did you come to find Santa Barbara as the place to settle?
Well, I've lived in many of the cities in the world. I've lived in New York. I was in the Bay Area for 10 years, in San Francisco Bay Area, Napa. We fell in love with Santa Barbara. I needed to be closer to LA for work. And, I just wanted a place. We wanted a beautiful little place by the water to raise our boys. We have 4 boys, as you know. And in Santa Barbara, we just fell in love with it and couldn't leave. Yeah. I think that always happens. When you fall in love with it, you can't leave.
And even the drive.
Yes.
The drive here from Los Angeles, I can feel like a weight being lifted off. And once I get here, it's like, oh, I'm breathing again.
But I fly in from different places all over the world. And when I'm flying over Santa Barbara, I go, my little Santa Barbara.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every time.
Is Santa Barbara a place for inspiration? Do you come here to kind of be in your little sanctuary and regroup, or can you actually create here for yourself?
No, both. I do come here. I mean, I cook every night that I'm home for the kids and for the family, and I love to cook. I love to be out in the garden, and it is inspirational. And I feel like it is my little oasis away from the rest of the world, that I can come here and be creative, rejuvenate, refresh myself, and go back out in the world.
You know what's interesting? I mentioned this right before we went on the air. These 2 ladies are superstars, as far as I'm concerned. And yet you look at them and they're so diminutive. I mean, on TV, both of you, as the Iron Chef, you're always posing and looking down, and you look huge. But how tall are you, Kat?
5'2". But you know, people think I'm 6'2" every time they see me.
Right.
But I will tell you, Ken, you know, I'm from the South, and they say in the South, dynamite comes in small packages.
There you go. There you go. But did you ever? Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Getting feisty. That's when you start ringing the bell and
There
start
you
getting
go.
feisty.
I like that.
But did it ever hinder you being short? Did you have to, in the sense of being, you know, your stature is small, but you
Yeah.
a tough punch, you said. But did you have to work harder because of
Absolutely. I think as a woman, I had to work harder. Being small and petite, you have to work harder when you're in a kitchen full of very large men. And so I did. I had to work really hard. I had to work, I think, 2-3 times harder than the guys to really to get my place at the table, if you will. And so, and I did that. And I think, you know, you have to have, even if you're scared to death, you have to have a fearlessness and a fierceness about you and a determination to reach your goals.
Well, they don't just give out the title Iron Chef to anybody.
That's correct.
And they've only done it now you were the first female.
First female for really, we've been on since 2005, from the very beginning of the show, 2005. They just crowned Alex Guarnaschelli this year. So it's been almost 2005 to 2013, basically. A very long run with only me as a female, only female.
Why? Why do you think?
You know, I think many women came up, many women tried. I think it was just, you know, the ratio of men and women, you know, competing. I think that has something to do with it. Obviously, the odds are going to be lower for the women to, you know, to come up and win. We had Elizabeth Faulkner, who's a very good friend of mine, who I went up against. She was one of my sous chefs. Then she said, well, I want to compete, and they put us against each other, and I beat her.
And you beat her. But what did you have to do to become the Iron Chef?
You know, honestly,
such thing?
we started in 2005, and the Japanese version had been on for a decade. They'd been playing this show, and it was just called Iron Chef. And then they got the rights to film it here in America and called it Iron Chef America. And at that point, it was in 2005, I was doing my first book tour. I had already done shows since 1999 with Food Network. So I'd been on for a good 6 years. And they called me, literally, I was walking out of the Today Show in New York doing my book tour.
Right.
And had just been on the show, and I got a call from the executive director of Iron Chef America, and he said, Kat, we're putting our cast together. What do you think about being the first female Iron Chef? You're the first one on our list because you've been in the family for a long time. You have the culinary chops to do it, and you have the TV chops. So, and I took about a second to say, yeah. Where do I sign up?
No brainer.
When?
So awesome.
Did it
Yeah.
open up so many things to you?
Yeah, it was a game changer for sure for my career. It was definitely a game changer. I mean, it just, and we didn't even realize what this show would be here in America. We knew it was hugely successful in Japan. It had been on for a very long time, but we had no clue that it would become this, you know, just have this cult following and beyond for so long. And just have such a huge demographic of audience. I mean, we have everything, you know, my fan base is everything from little small kids to tweens to grandmothers to granddads to moms, dads. I mean, it's just runs the gamut of audience that watches the show and is just in love with it.
Well, you brought with you a clip
Yes.
of a kind of montage of Iron Chef for us,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, this is one of the battles. I think it's I don't know what maybe prosciutto, maybe ham, something like that.
Something.
So something.
All right. Let's
One of
watch
the many.
Iron Chef
One of the
Kat
many.
Cora.
Something.
Let's watch.
Cool.
Kat Cora, ladies and gentlemen.
Then lo and behold, Chef Kat Cora walks in.
Hi, everyone. To become a Food Network star, you have to be able to vividly describe your food. The winner will have an advantage during the main challenge. Ready, set, go!
I choose Iron Chef Kat Cora.
Excellent choice.
Kat, you want this?
Hi. The pigskin is handed off to Cora. Touchdown. Oh, well. The Iron Chef, with her game face on, attacks that smoked ham.
When the knife won't do, Iron Chef Kat Cora, she resorts to the teeth, using her teeth to open up the bottle of bourbon.
Man, this is wrong. This is so wrong.
Taste is first and absolutely first. I mean, you can have the most beautiful plate in the world, and if it doesn't have a taste there, then forget it.
Iron Chef Kat Cora has some lobster tails out. She's going to run a skewer of that in order to keep that straight during the cooking process.
Fresh lobster.
In Iron Chef Kat Cora's kitchen, she's putting her lobster in with the mirepoix. That went into the pot with cream and cocoa nibs. Hey, you put lobster in my chocolate. Oh. Maybe she put chocolate in my lobster.
You're known for a lot of whimsy in your presentation. Here, maybe not the most whimsical, but we do have a bit of fun with the green ham and eggs.
Not as whimsical, but very sophisticated.
Very sophisticated.
Sometimes you can be fun, sometimes you can be chic, sometimes you can be sophisticated.
And
so.
you are all of the above.
Well, thank you very much.
Iron Chef Cat Cora.
We decided to do a classic tagine, and we've got lots of eggplant, almonds, garlic, peppers, tomato, onions, chickpea.
It makes me, I'm tasting Morocco. I'm tasting the origins of eggplant. I've got sweetness, I've got savory. This is a rhapsody of eggplant.
This is really delicious, and you really taste the venison. The venison is the star. The cherries, I've had cherry with venison before, but the cashews and that mole is really interesting. I'm really enjoying it.
Points for originality. I was intrigued when I saw you throwing the puff pastry onto the grill, and I appreciate your showing its versatility that way. And the toppings all work together beautifully as well.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
And the winner is Iron Chef Cora. Iron Chef Cora. Iron Chef Cora.
Yes.
Flour. I like that. Good.
You know, you're the star on this show. And James Beard, I remember James Beard and Julia Child as being the only, stars of cooking. But today there's just you, then there's, countless others.
Sure.
Why all of a sudden it seems like in the last, 10 years,
Yeah.
just this proliferation of stars in cooking?
I
And the
think
celebrity of it.
the celebrity. I mean, that didn't exist when I went to culinary school in New York. And back in '95, it just didn't exist. And I think, so it has only been about a decade when this, phenomenon of celebrity chef just exploded. And I think it's really, people are looking for something different. I think the TV medium, the cable world opened up and allowed so many more opportunities and networks to come on the scene. Because remember, I know when I was growing up, probably y'all as well, we only had ABC, CBS,
Right.
and
Exactly.
NBC and PBS.
Exactly.
That was it,
Yeah.
4 stations, and cable wasn't around. So now we have this cable, we have social media, we have so many other media platforms.
But you know what's so unnatural, though, when you watch these shows, like The Iron Chef, for me, when they give you that, you got to do it in 30 minutes or 5 minutes, I mean,
Yes.
that's a lot of pressure, and no one cooks like that, do they?
No,
Normally,
no one
so-
cooks like that. I mean, unless
so-
you have 4 boys like me. They're sitting there like this, we're hungry, Mom, come on.
Well, what do you cook?
know.
What do you cook at home? I know you get asked that, I'm
Oh.
sure, a lot, but what?
Oh, well, I cook a lot of different things. I mean, but, primarily it's very simplistic food. I think there's this myth that chefs are at home eating lobster and foie gras and,
Right.
truffles and just, all kinds of, very, very high-end concept foods. But, we eat very simplistic. I mean, a lot of chefs just love a good roasted chicken. I mean, of course, the quality of the chicken is great, and all the quality of, it's farm-to-table food, sustainable. So all the ingredients are the freshest they can be. But, simple fish tacos. We ride down to the harbor, get fish. I mean, we're blessed here in Santa Barbara. We can ride down to the harbor, get great fish, and then come home and throw it on the grill and make great fish tacos. Things like that my kids love. So I try to mix it up every night, but it's very simplistic food. I mean, it's very simple, delicious, healthy, balanced food.
When you go to a restaurant, how critical are you when you go?
Not that critical. I will tell you why, because I don't really get to go out that often because I'm on the road a lot. And so when I am eating out on the road, it's either room service or it's a business dinner.
Okay.
Right? So when I do go out, I just enjoy the fact that someone's cooking for me, and I try to really appreciate it. I try to keep an open mind. I never say a word while I'm at the table because there's nothing worse than having a big complainer sitting at your table while you're trying to digest food.
But certainly
Nothing
people,
worse than that.
They get
So
nervous.
anybody out there that does that, stop right now.
But people, the thing is, though, people must, when you walk into a restaurant, people know you're in there. And I'm sure people say, I want what she's having, right?
Yes, I mean, well, people do know that I do come in, and I am always still to this day very grateful to my fans and anyone who recognizes me and wants to have a picture, or we love to go to sushi. We do a lot of sushi just because it's healthy. We like to eat healthy, and again, we don't get out a lot. But there's so many. The restaurants here are just getting better and better, and there's a lot of really good family-owned restaurants like yours.
Thank
it's
you.
here
Thank you.
in town. So, we love to mix, just go out and try some different things. And then we have some of our regular
Well, I
little
mentioned
stops.
on the intro you own 5 restaurants.
Yes,
I don't know how you
six,
did-
almost six, seven.
Almost?
I have one in Singapore we opened a year and a half ago that's doing fantastic.
Oh my
And then we're
gosh.
about to open one in Atlanta, so it's going to be
Amazing.
7.
What about here in Santa Barbara?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good question.
You never
What-
know. You never know. You know what? I would love to have a Santa Barbara restaurant, and you never know. That could happen one day. I think when my career slows down a little bit more, it'll be more conducive. Right now, my wife says, no, you're gone a lot, and when you
imagine.
come home, you cannot be married to the restaurant.
That's-
You have 4
Yeah.
children. We have 4
I
kids.
know exactly
so-
what that's like.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I want to be able to come home, spend all of my quality time with my family, and just, like I said,
Great.
rejuvenate.
Right.
This is the place to do it.
Well, talk about the show. We have a clip
Yep.
about the show, but it's something you were involved with.
Yeah, America's Best Cook. We filmed it in December. It just had the finale this past weekend on Sunday, last night. We had the finale of the show, and I just think it's a fabulous show. I mean, it's a competition show. The audience just does not get tired of competition, cooking. I mean, it's 2 favorite pastimes, eating and cooking, and it's a sport. It's a competition.
Interesting.
So that's why they're
Yeah.
so huge and popular. And now we're bringing in the regions. So I'm representing the South, and my other colleagues are representing North, East, West. And we have home cooks that are battling
That's
each
right.
other, which is fantastic. It's a
Fun.
great new medium.
Great
Let's
idea.
I love
watch.
that.
Let's
Yeah.
watch the clip.
Let's check it
Pat
out.
Cora, new show.
Right now, 16 home cooks are headed here to the Food Network headquarters in New York, New York. They come from all 4 corners of the country and all walks of life.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm a full-time mom.
an IT company.
I live in Brooklyn. I run a violin studio.
I'm from Surprise, Arizona.
I am a social worker.
But they have one thing in common. They are the best home cooks in America. Over the next 6 weeks, their culinary skills will be pushed to the limit.
Dear God,
It's beyond what I imagined.
the cooking is so intense.
There will be blood,
Medic, hospital.
sweat,
Got this, West Side.
and tears,
Emotional.
all in the hope of winning the title of America's Best Cook
Coming through!
and $50,000. They will not be going into this battle alone. 4 of Food Network's biggest stars, each representing a different region of the country, will mentor and coach the cooks throughout the competition.
Thank you.
I came down because I'm worried about your chicken.
Stop! Put it back in the oven. They have something at stake as well. If your cook is eliminated today, you will also be leaving the competition.
Go, baby, go, go, go!
I've been cooking for 30 years.
Oh, my God!
After this, I want to hire you.
Each week, celebrity chefs will decide their fate.
These dishes are great. I mean, seriously.
Let's talk about this disaster.
Finger licking good.
Forget everything you think you know about home cooks. Get ready
This is Thunderdome. This is it.
for America's Best Cook.
If you're just joining us,
good
Iron
one.
Chef Pat Cora is here. So I'm so delighted to have you here.
Great show.
Yes.
Chefs for Humanity,
Yes.
one of your philanthropies. Talk about
Yeah, I founded Chefs for Humanity about 9 years ago in response to the tsunami that hit Asia. And, it's been fantastic ever since. We're actually doing some great things. We're about to launch a campaign with Cher and her U.S. tour and giving back to hunger in America. So that's going to be fantastic. Can't tell you much more about that, but we will be talking about that soon and launching that. And it's just doing great. We're anti-hunger organization. We do a lot for hunger and nutritional education in America, and just a fantastic charity.
How do you find the time to do all this? I don't get
Well,
it.
it takes a village.
It's
Ken, it takes
exhausting.
a village. Yes,
mean-
it does.
Oh
It
my
is. I
gosh.
just look. I love to multitask. I think it's part of
Yeah.
my chef nature because we always have 1,000 things going on in the kitchen, and I love giving back. It's really my legacy, Chefs for Humanity. I hope that it goes on way beyond my time, and it's for me. I can't do what I do with my career without paying it forward. That's just how I feel. It goes hand in hand. So for me, this is just it's a labor of love.
I've always wanted to know, though, Ty, the same.
Yes.
What do you steer away from? What can you not cook?
Well, I'll tell you
That's
what
a
I
good
won't
question.
ever touch.
What?
I'm never going to touch blowfish. You know what blowfish is, right?
Yeah.
Blowfish.
How
no
do you
way.
cook that? How do you cook a
I don't
blowfish?
know. I will not know. I will never know.
Is it because what it looks
It's
like?
poisonous.
Oh, it's poisonous.
No,
okay.
you know, in Japan, you have to have special chefs, special Japanese chefs, who just focus on blowfish because it is so toxic and poisonous. If someone takes a bite of it and you didn't get all the toxins and poison out, they will die on the spot right there at their table.
So she won't.
You can imagine. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going there.
I can't believe that.
Wow.
Don't touch that.
You ever burn? Come on, tell us the truth on this show. Tell us the truth.
I almost
Kat,
broke into that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
do you ever burn anything at your home?
Toast.
Really?
No.
Toast. I've gotten better. My mom used to laugh because when I'd come home from college, I'd put a piece of toast in the toaster, and toaster oven. I'd put a piece of toast in. I'd go call a friend. You're home from college. You're making plans, and you got plans for tonight, tomorrow night, the next night. I was making plans. All of a sudden, the alarms would go off in the house,
how
the fire alarm,
funny.
and my mom would yell, "Cat's home!"
Burnt
and it
toast.
would be burnt toast. I mean, I'm telling you.
That's pretty
Ty,
wild.
do you burn anything?
Do I burn anything?
Yeah, anything
Probably
in-
toast.
Toast, too?
The most obvious. But I had a question. Growing up, I had skating idols and people, and people I looked up to. Peggy Fleming was my idol.
Yeah.
Did you have any idols growing up, like a Julia Child or?
Definitely
James
Julia.
Beard.
Or James
too.
Julia, for sure. I was able to meet Julia several times before she passed away.
Oh my gosh, that's
One,
great.
I was at her house in Cambridge,
Right.
where she used to live before she actually moved here in Santa Barbara, which is really amazing because I feel like it all kind of came back full circle.
Yes.
We met, and I was able to watch one of her MasterChef series. She filmed out of her home in Cambridge. The home that's now, the kitchen that's now in the Smithsonian.
Right.
Oh, that's
I
right.
was in that kitchen,
Oh,
and
my
so
gosh.
she was amazing. She was so graceful and gave so much back to young, aspiring chefs, and she was a great mentor to me
Right.
and my family. My godfather was a cook in Lyon when he was trying to put himself through the university. My mom, my grandmother, my dad, all great cooks. So, I had personal and professional mentors, and all the chefs that I worked with, were phenomenal.
But let me interrupt for just a second.
Okay.
Everybody at home and here in our audience, Kat was telling me that before the show, she doesn't put on that chef's uniform very often anymore. You have now a whole different brand.
Well, we're
of
expanding the
Kat
brand.
Cora.
Well, we're expanding it. So, we are expanding into lifestyle more, and my team and I. And so, doing more for, I think, all around, more of a holistic lifestyle versus just the kitchen. I will always be a chef. I love cooking at home, like I said. I love cooking on the road. That's my first love. But we're just expanding the brand, which is exciting because I love to create. I love to create concepts.
Well, what's going to be new then under this brand? Or
I don't know. We're tinkering with a lot of little things, The elves are working, so we're tinkering with a lot of things and ideas and
what about
concepts.
motion pictures? That's another.
That's
avenue.
that's
I'd like to see her in a motion picture.
Yes.
Of her life.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I am it's amazing because I am working on a memoir. My memoirs right now with Simon & Schuster, so that will be
Perfect.
out in 2015. So you never know.
That's great.
But I'd love to do a little acting.
Yeah, the brand Kat Cora is everywhere. In fact, listen to this, everyone. She has her own app. Talk about
That's right, the app.
The app. Talk
cat
about the
app.
app. The Kat app.
I'm now in the year 2014. We have an app. We have an app. It's on iTunes. It's called Kat Cora's Kitchen, and it's fantastic. It's so user friendly, and it's $7.99, I think, something like that. And I've got 45 videos on there, how-to videos, everywhere from how to carve a chicken to like how to peel an artichoke, and how to cook an artichoke the right way, things like that. Very, very simplistic things. It will create a shopping list for you. It'll put menu dishes together. I've got 125 recipes on there. It's a beautiful, beautiful
Awesome.
app.
That's
Do we
pretty
get to
awesome.
see you sing? Aren't most
Sing?
chefs can sing in the kitchen, right?
Do you
Isn't that kind of a
sing?
pastime?
Does Kat
So
sing?
weird. I was just having that conversation. I've seen,
would be a great
Tina and
app.
the B-sides that play here a lot at Reds, and Tina and
the B-sides, okay.
B-sides. Listen to them. I've jammed with them a little bit. So that used to be my goal. That was my alter ego.
Where's the
was
jamming
rock
in
star.
with what? instrument? What instrument?
Well,
Or are you just singing?
Yeah, this
Her
is
voice.
the instrument right
Oh,
here.
you
Yeah.
This is the instrument.
Does anyone want to hear her sing?
This is the instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
No. I didn't. I wasn't ready for that. Hold
Okay.
on.
That's part of the brand.
Me.
No, seriously.
That's on tape now.
I have a feeling.
I gotta warm up a
we have to
little
put-
bit.
You're turning red.
It'll happen.
Cat Cora's turning
One
red.
day, watch out for me. Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Well, and when you're cooking, are you singing? Are you humming? What are you doing when you're cooking at home?
Yeah, just
So
kind of like
so then why don't you put that to a video or something?
Like she has the time.
No, I mean,
that's a
maybe
good idea,
that's
though.
In the future.
a
You gonna help me? You gonna help me create that?
A Food Network
on.
where you're singing.
Like a singing chef, kind
That's
of
right.
There you
singing,
go.
singing and cooking.
Why not?
Rock star, but I'd have to do it rock star style. I can't, I'm not like with like the singing, like the little Disney chef, like, that I'd be like,
Hard rock.
yeah, that would be my style.
Okay.
Hard rock cat.
I'd like to see
You
that.
can do a lot of
And you-
music. Do you know in the kitchen, you make a lot of music with your knives, pots, pans, things like that. You make a lot of music when you're chopping, when you're, sharpening your knife. There's a lot of music in there.
Can you see the
That's
next show?
interesting.
The next show you're going to do is you're going to have everybody try and create music with their
It'll happen.
with
You
their
know
pots
what?
and
It can
pans.
happen.
It can happen. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it can happen. That might be my album next.
Well, you know what's the worst part of the show is when it's over and you're having so much
It's
fun.
over?
It goes
Can you
by
believe it?
so
Too
quickly.
quick.
Yes.
You need an hour.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Kent. So good to see you.
Good
And
to
I'll
see
see
you
you
too.
around town. And
Thank you,
too.
Kat. Such a pleasure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And you'll come
absolutely.
back sometime?
Absolutely, I'll be
Great.
back.
All right. Love
Yes.
that. Well, that's it for another edition of Ken Boxer Live. We'd like to thank you for watching. And of course, be sure to tune in to our next show as we have Lost in Space actor Bill Mumy joining us. And it should be a great show, and you don't want to miss that. Well, that's it for now. So for our guest, Kat Cora, and for my co-host, Tai Babilonia, and for my director, Nick Ferretti, and the entire production crew, I'm Ken Boxer saying that Tai and I will be seeing you next time on Ken Boxer Live. Good night, everybody.
Ken Boxer Live is brought to you by the following sponsors. Palazzio Restaurant, where people don't leave hungry or thirsty. Wendy Foster, Santa Barbara and Montecito's premier clothing store. Harborview Inn, welcome to Santa Barbara's premier 4-diamond luxury boutique oceanfront hotel. Taffy's Pizza, delivery, pickup, or dine in. Los Arroyos Mexican Restaurant, takeout. Real estate agents Julie Barnes and Jeff Oien, Village Properties Realtors. American Riviera Bank, feel good about your bank. Via Rosa Inn, let us pamper you in international style. The Secret Garden, a delightfully romantic Santa Barbara bed and breakfast. Perfect Computers, your local computer experts since 1990. Local sales, service, superior support 24/7.